G'day, it's Ray from Just Plain Interesting. We're back from Christchurch. We really wanted to go to Nelson to see an amazing person there that I really wanted to see. But we just couldn't fit it in. There's never enough hours in the day. We had to be back in Auckland anyway. And now we brought you out to West Auckland to introduce you to a young fella whose whole family has been involved with Speedway and Speedway collectibles for way over 50 years, okay? So come inside and we'll introduce you to someone very cool and show you some great visuals on the way through. Whoa, it's hot in here as a skull, okay? Hey, check this out. We used to sell these years and years ago at Just Plain Interesting because they were cool. And unfortunately, the man that made them passed on, a mate of mine. But it's nice to see old memories. So the city morgue and the hearse parking doesn't really apply, but the young fella that owns these thought they were very cool on his fence, and I actually agree with it. Okay, so come on through. We're going to show you something funky. Good things are what it's all about. Check out the small collection of signage on the fence. All right. Now, this man has currently 2 Speedway cars here, little midgets. I used to sponsor one of them years and years ago at for the shop. And yeah, he's a fascinating fellow. And he's been, like I said, involved in Speedway and his father for over 50 years. His father's recently passed. And this gentleman's name is Chris. We'll introduce you. He's inside here. So come on through. These are genuine Speedway overalls, of course. I mean, where else would they be, you know? Now look at this. What a cool collection. This is the famous young fella called Chris.
How you going, Raymond?
Hey, mate. Here I am again, man, with many hats. Young Chris, tell us about your amazing collection, mate, and let's have a look. Oh, what's this? That a spear?
Yeah, so that's a GSX 1200 Bandit motor. It's the spare motor for the number 9 car.
Number 9.
Number
this
9,
is a vintage, isn't it?
Yes, that car was built in 2009, brand new by me and some mates. We buy the chassis and then we buy all the parts and put them together ourselves. But we'll start at the beginning. This car here, early 70s. This car was built by my dad, a guy called Roy Ross, Brian Shepherd, and Jack Ross. This has been in our family since the day it was built. Right. Lovingly restored by my dad, my uncle, and myself. Right. And this car will never ever leave the Williams family. It runs a XS2 650 Yamaha, which was the Japanese equivalent of a Triumph Bonneville or something like that. Yes, that's my dad's original race helmet.
Nice.
It's a piece of history just in itself because you can't buy them anymore. So yeah, that car there, my uncle Roy Ross drove it originally. My uncle drove it after my dad drove it, and now we just run it at our vintage track down at Mary beside the drag strip.
Right.
And then, so that, like I said, that's about 1970. They've changed a lot over the years to 2009. And then from 2009, they've changed again. This car here is the only car that I've ever bought back after I've sold it. Everything else, once they're gone, they're gone.
Right. How many you sold to recently?
I sold 2 recently. I've had a supercharged Volkswagen, 2-cylinder. The motor up there is a 880cc 4-cylinder Volkswagen, wow. Specially built by the Russia boys to go in a car of this size.
All right. Can we hear this fella going?
Yes, I can do that. What
cool.
we can do is
coming out the way. We better cover up the. I hope the microphones don't explode.
We'll pluck the bonnet off for you so you can have a look what powers it.
All right. This wasn't the one I used to sponsor, was it?
No, the one you used to sponsor is one of the cars that I sponsored, that I sold recently.
Oh, right.
Somewhere around, I still have the panel with your shop's name on.
Oh, yeah, nice.
So we'll kick
here
it
we go. Watch out for your ears, guys.
We'll kick it in the guts for you.
Look at that, instant start. Very cool.
It's a Noisy wee beast.
Oh yeah, I bet your neighbours love you. Okay, good.
All my neighbours love me, mate.
All right. Now, one of the reasons why we're here, apart from the fact that you're quite a famous fella and your ex-lady and your daughter's all involved in Speedway and love it with a passion to this day, right?
Yeah.
But the controversy over Speedway looking like it's going to close all the time, it keeps coming, it's finally shut and then it's going back to court injunction and all the rest of it. So there's still a good chance that Speedway might stay where it's currently situated. Is that true?
I would say at this present time and moment, I would say it's a 50-50 call.
All right, cool. That gives a bit of hope.
You've got a guy that owns the new A-League soccer club that currently playing out of Mount Smart Stadium.
All right.
That have won 6 out of 6.
Oh.
And he's prepared to put in a couple of $100 million to have Western Springs.
I would have put a couple of $100 million in too if I'd had a chance.
But yeah, we would like to see if we can save it. And this year will be its 96th year. It started in 1929 is when it first started running. But it's not just about the Speedway. It had the opening and closing ceremonies for the Empire Games. It was also used in the Empire Games for push bike racing on the old concrete velodrome that used to be there.
Oh, really?
I think it's Peter Snell set a 1,000-meter running record there or something like that. It's got a lot of history there, not just Speedway.
Yeah.
But Speedway has been constant since 1929, and we believe, as of right, we should be able to stay there. But the council reckon it's all money. It's all money, mate. Whoever wants to put the most money in will win.
Right.
But we can only hope. I started going there when I was 6 years old when my dad built this. I'm 60 now, and I'm still going.
Right. And you've got some of the original Speedway pamphlets and bits and pieces.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can take you inside and show you some programs and
we want to see
photo albums and that sort of thing. Speedway is a big hobby, but I collect a bit of everything and everything. The wall, you know, it's radios and old saws. And
that's nice to be diverse.
I picked up a lot of this collection idea from the man that runs that shop down in Henderson called Just Plain Interesting.
Oh, you're a smooth talker.
Because I used to work for him, I used to, how can I put it? I got the feeling for things. And the eclectic collection just grew.
All right.
Yeah.
You got an eclectic backyard as well. It's very cool.
Yeah, Bonnet's I think it's a 69.5 Camaro, airbrushed in Mexico.
All right.
I saved that from being painted black.
All right. Good. Good call.
So
well, this is impressive, man.
This
is
is
it light up.
Yes, this is
cool.
my man cave.
Now I see that cool Phillips clock over there. That's Chris bought that off me. Must have been over 30 years ago.
Yeah, be pushing 30
yeah,
years.
And that came from the Phillips factory in Rosebank Road and was in the foyer or the showroom, somewhere like that. But see, that's a funky bit of history all by itself. Chris has very good taste in very cool things.
I like the different.
What a great man cave, mate.
I'll just.
I've been here for barbecues and parties over the centuries. It's always a great atmosphere.
It's forever changing.
Yeah.
I constantly change things around. Because I'm a history buff at Western Springs, about 4 or 5 years ago, I bought this collection of photo albums that go from 1987 through to 1999. There's about 40 albums there that have pictures of who's who, what's what. Pat Johnson, who used to have the car yard in Newland and then in Avondale and places like that.
This is an amazing array.
We've got
what's under
so these here. There's 140 photo boards. Now these here. Now you look at that. Now that's history.
Yeah, that's history.
That's
Oh, this is a cool collection, mate. Where did this spring from?
I bought all of this.
1998. This one.
I bought all of this from a gentleman who's well known through West Auckland. His father was even more well known. His father was Reese Vickery.
Oh, yeah, right.
And his son, Marcel Vickery, is who I bought all of this off of. Again, same sort of thing. This is this is starting to get older. This is 95, 96. So they get around a bit.
Right.
And it had to be saved. It was sitting in the back of the shop. We've got programs. Let's see what age I go back to. 91. So some of these speedway programs we're going back as far as here you go. This will rock your socks.
Oh, I like Rocky socks. Okay, cool.
1951-52.
Oh, that's cool. I love that history. Look at that.
And I've got them from there right up to the modern day.
Yeah, no, that's very cool.
Very simple and plain back in the day, but it's again, everybody goes, why keep it? Well, why not?
Yeah, why not? History deserves
it's got to go somewhere.
All right.
There is a man that's a hell of a lot more dedicated than me. He's got a small.
I heard about that. You told me there's another speedway collector that's got a big museum.
He's got a museum up in Ponsonby, which I'll try and get you a contact for.
All right.
He's a speedway of, what do you call it?
Fanatic?
Aficionado, if you want to call it that.
Right.
If it's something that he doesn't know about speedway,
right.
then it's not worth knowing about.
Cool.
His name is Gordon McGuisack. And he, I'm sure, would probably only be too pleased to show you through his.
Cool. Well,
and it's a phone appointment. You can ring up and you make a small gold coin donation.
Right.
Any member of the public can go in there and look through it.
Is that right? That's cool.
It's from what I understand, it is originally his mum and dad's house. And then when his mum and dad passed away, he just stayed there. And he turned it into his own private sanctuary of speedway.
Nice.
So, yeah.
And we've got a small dalliance in the next room of Elvis memorabilia.
Yes, it's Elvis is a singer that I've loved since I was a kid. Mum and dad put me onto him. So there is some bits and pieces in here that of course Ray would gravitate.
Cracker Woody, eh?
Yeah,
yes, well, I'll say no more about that.
So
put that back.
Yeah, this is some of this stuff again was bought from Just Plain Interesting, and
thanks very much.
And some of it was donated, and I've collected over the years.
Yes, I remember this. I remember this one here. Now, now who was that signed by?
That one there is a Meatloaf paraphernalia along with the record that's underneath it.
Right. This one, that's very cool picture.
I bought that record when I was 19.
All right.
From the music studio in From the music studio in Onehunga.
All right.
And that was run by a guy called Kevin Arnold back in the day. He also drove at Western Springs Speedway.
All righty.
So
yeah, nice. You've always been very proud of your Elvis stuff.
Yeah, it's there's still a lot more in cupboards, but it's just about having a room and
never enough room when you're a passionate collector.
No, you did right. Yeah. And then
come through to the next room. There's another cool room.
This room here is full of knickknacks, trinkets. Also, again, this is mainly related around speedway, collectibles and what have you.
All right.
So we've got different aspects of things. So the orange jackets are the original team jackets for the red and white car that everybody saw outside. My mum made those in the early 70s. I'm lucky enough to still have two of them. One belonged to my dad, and the other one belonged to a guy called Jack Ross, who I mentioned out in the garage. This pair of overalls that Ray's holding up is my dad's original race set.
From 71?
From early 70s, yes. And my dad was one of the first flame crusher agents in New Zealand. The pair that Ray actually has on used to be mine. Nowhere, mate, I wouldn't even get a leg in them now.
Get a leg over. Yeah, how about these? These are cool. Now, these are super, super heavy. These are flame crusher ones as well.
Yeah, that's a triple layer suit.
Triple layer. I couldn't even wear that without falling to my knees. They just weigh a ton, eh?
Now, I do believe that they, from what I was told by my mother, they were worn by Max Butterworth on quite
Barry
a few occasions.
Butterworth's
Barry's
brother.
brother, yeah. The yellow ones on the wall are the high visibility flameproof overalls from the infield at Western Springs, probably mid-80s. Yeah, that's one. I was an official at Western Springs for 25 years, and every year we got a new shirt.
Nice. So you got 25 shirts apart from all the other stuff in there as well?
I've got many shirts. Some we had to give back, but some we some we don't.
Wow. Totally amazing, mate.
But yeah, it's so if you have a look on the walls. These pictures here are all done by dots. So they're printed. These are prints, but the whole lot is millions of little dots. They are absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely spotty.
This car here is the black car that I started up in the garage.
Oh, right. Oh, cool.
So,
and there's a little POW pen for your and Sherry's new granddaughter.
Yes.
Well, not very new anymore, is she?
She's 1 year old. Yeah.
All right.
A friend of mine. This car here has a TZ 752-stroke TZ Yamaha in it. A friend of mine just recently purchased that car off the original owner and builder. That car is fully reconditioned and hasn't been started in over 25 years. All
right. When's the next vintage speedway meeting?
Actually, this Sunday. Vintage Club down at Mary this Sunday. It's just offset to the right-hand side of the drag strip.
All right.
It is free to get in, but they do ask for a gold coin donation. Midgets, TQs, sprint cars, quarter midgets which 7-year-old kids drove back in the probably early 80s. Solo bikes, sidecars.
Cool.
And it's just like a race day, but we just don't go as fast.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That sounds like a great day in.
It's
it's a good job we filmed them today because you can find out and cruise off there on Sunday.
It's they've got cold drinks, barbecue, so you can pick up food.
Right. Just go to the bar and say, look, Chris said I can drink as much as I like. He's paying it for it because he's famous on TV on the video clip today. Just put it on his tab. So he's got no hang-ups. Okay?
That track is run by the Auckland Vintage Speedway Association.
All right.
And that's been going now for, I think, at least 50-odd years.
Right. Well, that's a nice way.
And my dad was a member of that before he passed away. And but yeah, there's a lot of history at Western Springs, and I would say there's a lot of people that have got their own little historic rooms and that, like I've got. But if you want to know anything, like I said, I'll mention them again. Gordon McGossick's Speedway Museum in Ponsonby. Yeah, the man knows everything.
Right.
He's got bonnets, pedals, everything you like from just about every American driver that's ever been here.
Well, we'll see if we can get our leg in the door then.
I'm sure that I could try to arrange something from Gordon.
Cool.
I'm a big fan of the other track, which we call Waikato Park.
Right.
Steve Williams gave me this shirt. He's, for those of you who don't know who Steve Williams is, very, very good saloon car and his own driver in his own right. First, second, third in New Zealand many, many times. Also, Tiger Woods' ex-golf caddy.
Oh, right. Yeah,
that's the Steve Williams we're talking about.
Right.
So, yeah, very, very good man. Does a lot for the sport, motorsport in general, not just speedway.
I was went past Waikato Park the other day, said they've got a demolition derby coming up.
Yes.
I really enjoyed that.
You can buy a raffle
as a driver.
You can buy a book of raffle tickets for $20 and be there on the night. And if you win, they put you in a suit, a helmet, neck brace, chuck you in the car and say go racing.
Yeah, a free ride to A&E if you live through the experience. All right, bud. Well, we're going to wrap it up. But
okay, mate.
Thanks for letting us come.
It's
and I'm glad you told us about that meeting on Sunday.
Yeah, that's Sunday,
first good fun to be here.
Everybody gets down there about 9 o'clock, and the first car starts rolling around the track about 10, 11 o'clock.
Cool.
It normally goes till 4, 4 in the afternoon.
Now, I know that everybody really wants to come to this plain interesting instead, but for those of you that are speedway orientated, I understand if you go there instead. Okay, but anyway, you know the word. Both the shops are open for the weekend. Come and see us. Christmas is coming. We got the coolest presents, and we got some lovely automotive memorabilia. Even though this man owns most of it. And thanks for watching. Thanks for meeting my friend.
Before you sign off, just pan into here
Right.
I had these made. These are one-of-a-kind models of... So this is my dad's original race car, what they used to look like when they raced them.
You had them made?
And this is my dad. A friend of mine made my dad for me.
Oh, that's cool.
And this one here is the last car we ever owned. So that there is a Harris TQ. That there is a Williams TQ. So that's built by Gary Harris. We put it together, but the frame's a Gary Harris frame.
Right.
That's a Williams car. So you can see just in the models how much they've changed.
Country?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So you can actually see, you can see the difference in how much they've changed.
Right.
In 60, 70 years. I was racing.
Whoa,
so yeah, I just thought I'd chuck that in there as the last little bit of information.
All right. I love that model of your dad. That's incredible.
Yeah, a friend of mine.
He's wearing the same. Look, check this out, guys. He's wearing the same.
That's why it was done.
Same swan dry. Look at that. Clever, eh? Very cool.
Since you're talking about a swan dry, I don't want to hold you up. When my dad passed away...
Oh, I thought the baby was under there.
We took his swan dry to a lady in Kumu.
Oh, was it? That famous girl? Zora?
Yeah. And she made 4 teddy bears out of my dad's swan dry.
Really?
I've got one, my brother's got one, my sister's got one, and my granddaughter... Mackenzie's got
That's very cool. We went to Zora's in an earlier video and showed you that vast teddy bear and doll collection.
Yeah, so anybody can take a love shirt, keepsake of a parent, a grandparent, or what have you, and she'll turn it into a teddy bear.
That's amazing. That's very, very cool.
And it's like the old Stife teddy bears.
Yeah.
Everything moves.
Yeah. Oh, it's a West Auckland teddy. It has to have a joint.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm lucky enough to get the one with the pocket and the emblem on it.
All right.
So,
way to go.
That's all good.
Nice. Cool. Okay, guys. Thanks for your time. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. We're going to introduce you to another famous West Aucklander next week. We got the go-ahead last night, and you'll love him. He's just lovely. He's been a friend of mine for 40 years. Good hope. Have a good weekend. See you at the shops. Bye.
Bye-bye.